What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday live stream. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for hanging in here. Tonight is going to be kind of a laid-back stream. I did get some samples from my buddy Randal Erickson, so he's going to be hanging out with me. We're going to sip through these, and the theme here tonight is going to be: are these pours or passes? Are these things that I like, I would keep on my shelf, I'd go back to them, or would I maybe sip them, give them away, or maybe not go back to it? So that's kind of the theme here for tonight. So we'll bring Randal on here in just a moment. So as far as everything else that's going on, last week I skipped, wasn't feeling too well. I kind of had this week marked as a week I might not stream because I know there's a few other things going on. But I didn't want to skip 2 weeks in a row, so boom, here we are. Say hello to a few of you guys here that were here early. We've got Top Dog. What's going on, John? Son of a Gunderson. There you are, buddy. How you doing? Mark Boyer's in the house. Always good to see you, Mark. Roger Reese. I know Roger's multitasking tonight, so cheers, Roger. Liz B. What's going on, Liz? How you doing? Who else was here? I thought I saw a few others. Danny Lopez is in the house. Danny, I don't know if you're watching or listening in the car like you told me that you usually do lately. But cheers. Happy Thursday, bud. Hope you're doing something fun after you're done playing a daughter taxi tonight. Marty Party, what's going on, Marty? How you doing? Be hanging out with Marty tonight. We've got the connoisseur of cigars. What's going on, Eric? How you doing? All right, so let's bring on Randal The Express. How you doing?
Hey, good evening. Hey, how you doing, Tom?
I want to say I think you've probably popped on the stream here in the past when we've done maybe open mics or something. But it's good to have you as a guest. It's going to be the two of us hanging out tonight, so I'm looking forward to it. We've chatted for a while. We've been friends for a bit. We've met in person. But this will be a night where the two of us are just kind of shooting the shit, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to sipping through these samples that you sent me, which I thought were in Johnny Walker sample bottles, but you've indicated that there's something else. I always like when you pack these up and you got the cool train logo. And I wanted to ask you, I was thinking about it. I'm like, what does the Express, does that come from something in particular, or is that just kind of off the cuff recently?
No, that was Marty's nickname to me when we first met. He just called me the Express, and it just stuck after that. And yeah, whatever connotation you can get out of that, I don't know. So
you just kind of took it and ran with it.
But I ran with it and everything. And
I like it. It's
the
cool.
logo.
I like that you kind of incorporated the train theme here. So Marty says, wait, you didn't say he was live with you. I love Mike T's in the house. What's going on, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Top Dog. Marty, please stay. He'll be around. All right. So you're gonna sit through these with me then?
Yeah, I sure am, and everything. Right. So I'm gonna see what you get for notes and everything.
All right. Well, I've got A marked up, so we'll pour a little bit of this, and these are pretty hefty size samples, so I'm not going to sip the entire thing. I'll get a good ounce. There's like a stopper in here.
Yeah. They take a little, they won't leak on you. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, that's important. Oh yeah. This is like a whole thing. Cool. And you said these are like for barbecue sauce?
Hot sauce. Yeah.
Hot sauce. Okay. Same thing. All right. Well, then they are glass. I mean, these are nice.
Yeah, they're a little heavier duty.
Yeah, you're not kidding. All right, so glad the Express is feeling better. Hasn't been the same without him lately. Yeah, you had something going on with your back?
Yeah. I finally had some epidural shots on Monday. I think that's the first time in 6 years that I didn't have any pain. Finally, so I'm just hoping it holds out. Yeah.
So it's not like a new thing. It's something you've been dealing with for a minute.
Oh yeah. I've had 3 back surgeries and everything. So
Yep. I've got neck
Yeah,
stuff
old.
with discs in my neck. I haven't had to do surgery yet, so see how that goes.
Sure.
I'm going to take some notes as I kind of sip through these.
All right.
Just for the heck of it. See if I follow through. All right.
Yeah, it took me a long time to find all this hidden barn, so hopefully there's a good bottle.
Nice. I think I would pick that out if you did actually send it, because the nose on it was just terrible. And this is nice. This is like honey and like powdered sugar. Not a whole lot of ethanol coming out of the glass, so it's like a nice, approachable nose. I really dig this.
And so we'll be giving a bottle away of one of those
Oh.
samples in there.
All right, thank you for reminding me. We will be doing some giveaways like you mentioned, and let's start the banner. All right, there's gonna be a few things that we're doing here tonight. First thing, as you mentioned, you've got a bottle, and we'll call it a mystery bottle, but did you indicate that it was one of these?
Yeah, it's one of those samples.
Okay, so one of the hidden barn bottles. All right, give me a second here. Comments. All right, let's get rid of that. All right. So you've got a bottle that you're going to toss in for the giveaways. Then I'm going to do two different flights. One will be a flight of the McBrayer picks that we just did through our group, The Legends of the Oak. So there's three picks. There's the Cedarbrook, which is the wheated bourbon. There's the single barrel bourbon, which is my favorite. And then there's the Judge, which was such a low yield that it didn't make it out of the pick group. So that was kind of like our own. So that one wasn't available to anybody outside of us. So, and then I'm going to do a mystery flight, and kind of the philosophy behind that was a conversation that you and I had recently through text, talking about, how many bottles we've accumulated, and, how, how do you cycle through these? And, I think you mentioned that, what you've been doing lately is when you get things in, you sample them out right away, maybe keep about half, and then maybe that helps you get through more bottles than just accumulating on the shelf like I've been doing here. So that's kind of, you'll get some good old stuff that I've still got that maybe I haven't gone back to in a minute, and maybe you haven't either. So there'll be a flight of, Tom mystery picks, if you will.
And Tom, I'll throw in another sample pack too, and it'll have that really dark, that JT Mellick that I just got in. That's that store pick. That's a cast strength, and I'll throw, it'll have the Provenance that just came out by Mash and Journey, and the Corbin Cash rye, the 10-year.
Oh,
so I've got a bunch of just new bottles that come in. So it'll be 5 2-ounce sample pack also to add to that.
All right, so let me get that put on the banner. Just a moment. All right, so we'll call it a Randal Banger sample flight.
Yeah, it'll be some good stuff, I promise. So get your super chat in.
All right, excellent. All right, so we don't do super chats, just
or
Venmo.
whatever.
And
Venmo.
It's not that I have anything against super chats per se. We just still don't have access to them. We've had enough subscribers for a while, even though we don't have a ton, but we just don't have the watch hours, because even when we were putting out a lot of content, it was always short. So we didn't really get a ton of watch hours. So there we go. Hopefully that, come on, Tom. Run the ticker. There we go. All right. So all kinds of cool shit. All right. So listen, I've got McBrayer batch 5. It's so good. Order the 250th. I was actually trying a bit of a sample that I had of the 250th that I was supposed to crack the other night. I just didn't. And the 250th is really good, by the way. Danny says, did the Express say Mellick? Yeah, Danny, did you see that one? Danny's a big Mellick fan. On this one,
yeah, this is the
looks like
the Gaucho's pick, and it's dark as motor oil. and I'm told it's phenomenal.
I really like when it's got that darkness because you kind of get it
Yeah.
get an anticipation of what it's going to taste like. It's going to be thick, it's sticky, and higher proof.
Yeah.
What's going on, Greg? Hey, you know what? I had mentioned to Marty, and Marty, if you're still here, um, do you want to get the link to the remaining bottles that we have for the McBrayer picks? They're actually through McBrayer. I think through a special link that we have or something like that. Marty, if you want to chime in and post that link when you get a minute, but we'll see if anybody else wants to grab those. There wasn't very many left. I think it was less than a dozen of each of them, and this was yesterday. So maybe there's a few, maybe they're gone. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So I'm digging. It's a good opener. It's not very proofy. At least doesn't feel like it to me. It's kind of like the vanilla caramel, honey, maybe graham cracker type vibes. The softer notes that maybe you look for when you're just kicking off an evening. So if that was the goal, good job.
And we're not going to leave everybody in suspense. He's gonna reveal after each one. Once he says pass or pour, he'll let you know what they are.
Yeah. So when I was thinking about pass or pour, I do tend to take into account the price, the value. Is it a $200 bottle or is it a $50 bottle? So I don't know the prices on any of these, off the shoot here, but that probably would figure into the equation as well. So for this one, sample A, here's what I'll say. I'll say it's got those nice notes that I mentioned, like the lighter, honey, vanilla, caramel, not real high proof. This kind of fits into that category of what you would call an opener. And what I mean by that is, something that you might start out the night with, you're going to have a couple of pours. Maybe you don't want to start out with the hazmat. You want to start out with something a little bit lighter, build up a little bit. This is perfect for that type of strategy. So I'm going to say this one would be something that I would keep and maybe kind of start an evening with. Kind of hits me like a Four Roses type vibe. It tastes familiar, but not overly familiar, whereas I would know what it is. It doesn't hit me like with a burst of cherry, so I think it's like, turkey or Buffalo Trace. I would kind of lean towards Four Roses, maybe even like Barton. I kind of get those softer notes on sometimes. Did Marty hear me here? Okay, here we go. All right, so Marty's got the link there. I'm going to try to pin this. So if you guys want to check out the McBrayer picks from the Legends of the Oak, give me just a second here. And
you're right. This does drink a little bit lower than its proof. So, but you don't know.
You think it's a bit higher than what I'm thinking here? Yeah,
if
I had to guess on this one, it's really well rounded. So I'm guessing it's probably got a little bit of age. Not a ton, maybe like 6-8 in that range. Proof is hitting me maybe like 105 to 110 at most. This is nice. And like I said, this would be like an ideal opener, unless you tell me this was like a $200 bottle or something. So give me just a second.
No, this is a reasonably priced bottle. Very reasonably priced. In fact, it's a bargain bottle almost.
All right, so we're going to go with this one is a pour. And like I said, this is an ideal opener, something that I would definitely reach for, especially as we kind of get into the hotter weather and you don't want, 135 proof rye or something. This has nice summer vibes to it, Randall. So I'm going to give this one a pour. And why don't you tell me what the price tag on this one is?
Just $40.
Oh, wow. All right. I love that. a couple of the bottles that I bought this year that have been lower priced have been really good. And in particular, the one
yeah,
the
I think
the,
it
the
was
one
marked
that comes
down.
to mind
Yeah,
is that Evan Williams 250th, which I think was like $44. I really like it. I mean, it's not overly complex, but it's got really nice flavor, nice proof, nice finish, and it was like a $45 bottle. So this is $40.
yep.
So this might be like a shelf staple type vibe. Um,
Now,
Now,
so
where? How
you can
about
open your little reveal if you want.
what state is this one from? Oh yeah.
It's distilled in Indiana. It's probably it's MGP.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you did like a little card for each of these. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's find sample A. So it's an MGP, so maybe it's from an NDP.
Yep.
All right. And $40 probably doesn't have more than about what, 4 or 5 years on it, then it can't be high age, right?
Yeah. No age statement on it. So
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what it is. All right. So this is a Nashville Barrel Company, Kentucky store pick, cask strength, NAS, 115.2 proof. If you can see it. And that's the one you got in your hand. That's one of the giveaways.
That's one of the giveaways.
All right. So I will tell you this. I went through an arc, I guess, of I was buying everybody's Nashville Barrel Company picks. And I want to say it was about maybe 2-3 years ago. So I probably got about 8, 10 of them, and they were all really good for one. Otherwise, I wouldn't have kept buying them. The price tag on them, I want to say they were they ranged in age like from 7 to like 9-ish. Price tags were about like 80, 90, and then they kind of climbed well past 100. And I think the most recent picks I saw were like 130. So that's when I kind of gravitated away from Nashville. But now you're telling me there's a Nashville Barrel Company bottle available for about $40.
Well, I have to thank Travis Robinson. He's the one that sent me a pic and said he was at a store and everything, and it looked like they were clearing him out. So they were probably knocking half price off of him. And I said, yeah, get me a couple bottles.
So it maybe wasn't the original retail price, but it was.
No, I don't think so. But yeah.
I will say, like the Nashville ones that I've got are a lot darker. They're a lot, like heavier. Like they would be more substantial, more viscous, more. I mean, for example, I don't know. Here's one. Like this looks to me a heck of a lot darker than what's in the Glen here.
Yeah.
This was one of the Dusty Dan picks from a while back. But yeah,
like you said, it's a good starter.
And they just, the price kind of climbed to the point where, I was moving on to something else instead. Gary says, no offense to NBC, but I don't see them MSRPing at that price point. Gary, I think like Randall said, this probably wasn't the MSRP. It was probably like one of these like clearance type deals. It's what it was on the shelf, but maybe not what it was originally released at. I don't think we see Nashville here in Michigan on the shelves. So these would have all been things I've purchased online.
I picked it. I just picked it up too, and I said it'd be great for a giveaway on the show. So
heck yeah. So it's a good value based on what you got it for. And this is, like I said, I mean, I'm not going to back away from what I said. This is a great opener. I mean, this is non-age stated. I mean, it probably isn't more than 6-7 years.
I would say probably 5. And it's a straight whiskey, so we at least know it's 4.
Yeah, I got no problem with that one at all. In fact, if Travis could score another one, I'll reach out to him. What's going on? We got Jeff Wack is in the house. What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
Friends. All right, so definitely dig, and I think you guys will too. That's tonight's bottle giveaway, courtesy of Randall. So throw a few bucks in, get into the pot here. Maybe get yourself a bottle.
And it'll be in the mail tomorrow.
And I noticed, you're the You use the post office more than UPS.
I use the post office if I'm just sending out sample packs, but if I'm sending out bottles, I'll go to UPS down the road and everything. It's
Okay.
just easier. Yeah.
I just figure you're the the government guy, so you go to
Yeah.
the post office sooner than you go to UPS. But yeah, the prices for shipping bottles is a lot friendlier on
Yes.
UPS. Samples is relatively close.
Yeah. It's about the same. That's why I use it. It's just convenient. I could go out and throw it in the mailbox, and
Yeah.
because I'm sending out 5 or 6 sample packs a week. So
Um, yeah. I find that it's a lot easier to ship a bottle than it is to ship the samples. And by ship the samples, of course, I mean hand deliver them, but
yeah.
you know what I mean? Pouring them up, labeling
Yeah.
them, getting them all nice and tidy in the box. It takes, a little bit of time and effort, right? And then do you use like one of those little label makers?
Yeah. So, and I use pirate ship. That's excellent.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And
I learned
yeah.
that early on. Use pirate ship, and it'll actually, I don't know that Toby does, and I know Toby does a lot of UPSing.
There is a difference in pricing going down to the
There's a
UPS and
big
having them
difference.
do it. Big difference.
Kevin O'Malley says, "I feel that I get half of the sample pack for him." You on a hot streak there, are you, Kevin? I
Yeah.
think you won a. Did I send you something recently too? Maybe a bottle.
I think I've only
Maybe
been
that was you.
saying much.
Did you win a bottle?
I lose track these days. I have to go back into
Did you
the.
get that dark arts that I sent?
You sent me a bottle of Dark Arts.
Yeah, that's what I did. Was it any good?
I haven't even opened it yet. I have so many bottles sitting on the floor here. So
I feel you. I do keep track of what I purchased, and last month was for the first time in like 3 years. I only bought one bottle. Like it's usually like 5 or 6 or more, but last month the only bottle that I purchased was that. Jesus, I can't even get this open. The only bottle I purchased last month was that Green River honey. Not really honey finish. It's a honey bourbon because it's got honey in it. That was the only bottle that I purchased. I did. Here we go. I did
I wonder
also
if
order
anybody.
the picks, but they just came. I guess technically, I guess that's not correct, but
I guess
usually
Found
people have
North's
the
got
stores I
that
shop
bottle
at,
out.
the sites. But yeah, so I didn't get a whole bunch of bottles in last month. This month might be a little different. Because we were talking backstage. I don't know if you guys noticed that the new Riff 10 years dropped today. So I ordered one of those. I ordered
Did
Jeff's
you order the
pick
Found
from the
North?
other day. What's that?
Did you order the Found North that came out? That
Um,
super high
I,
aged
I,
Canadian
I
whiskey.
didn't. Um, Found North is great. For the longest time, they were sending me like those media samples, and I do like a quick review, and then I would enter the lottery if it was something really good, and I would never win. And even if I did win, I would have to have it shipped to somebody else because they weren't shipping to Michigan.
Oh,
So
okay.
I like just this week, or maybe it was last week, they sent out an email to some of us, probably maybe it was everyone, I don't know, but they do now ship to Michigan. So I was like, oh, well, that's cool. But I haven't. I mean, I still have some of the media samples of the stuff from last year I haven't opened. I think I got myself kicked off of their media list. But no, their stuff is all fantastic. I got some back here, and I've got samples of others. It's all great stuff. I kind of, I think it comes down to the price tag on all of them because they're all like what, 160 to $200. You throw
Yeah.
on ship, and it's it's a $200 endeavor. And there's just too many other things out there floating around, other groups, other picks, other things on the local shelves that are half the price and probably just as good. What about all? Well, okay, Kevin, you won the Walleye Run the Fisherman badge. Let it roll. Did you like that one, Kevin? Let me know. Sugar Kitty's in the house. What's going on? Yeah.
Hey,
All right, we are on sample B.
B.
Okay, so here's a hot take. Marty says, I have never tried any Found North expression.
Wow.
Marty, I know I've sent you at least a sample of something recently, like in a flight, because I think you won one of my flights, and I was like, I gotta find some stuff that Marty doesn't have. And I think I opened one of the media samples and poured it. for- All right, so B is kind of similar on the nose to A. Maybe something a little earthy as well. Maybe a little bit of wheat funk. So not all the way to the sweeter side of the spectrum. Kind of stopped short, and there's a few other things going on. Yeah, kind of like a weedy, funky vibe to it. All right, so Kevin says, I love it. It's great. Love the cigar batch too. And I think the Fisherman's batch is better. Maybe it's the Journeyman rye they added. Okay, that's an interesting take. I did like the cigar batch early on. I find that I haven't really gone back to it a ton. And I do like when it comes to the walleye stuff, the single barrel picks are where it's at for me without the finishes. The finish does add something, obviously, but I think it's such a sweet distillate on its own that when they start adding the sweeter finishes, like I think the Fisherman's is brandy and toasted maybe, and the cigar had amberana in it. Just adds a little bit more sweetness than I want. I think they're really great, but just a little sweet for my palate. The Found North was a 21-year, correct. They've always got, a mix of different things, of different components, and there's usually something in that blend that's 20 years or above.
Yeah, they had some really old stuff in it.
Yeah.
A mix of different stuff.
All right, so let's see how the palate aligns with the nose on this one. All right, so kind of liking the back end on this one a little bit more than I was on the first one. It's got a little bit more firepower to it, maybe a little bit more finish, a little bit more lingering flavors there.
Yeah, a little more viscous.
Yeah, it's a little thicker. It's probably a bit more substantial, as I like to say. All right, Greg says just got the Walleye Run single barrel single malt. Oh, I did see that on their website, Greg. How do you like that one? I know Greg's a huge Dragon's Milk guy. Lance says batch 12 is 16-year. That's the new one, but it does have 20 plus whiskey in it. Yeah, I mean, there's usually something really high age, but it doesn't make the age statement because they always blend it with something a little bit less aged. But they've got to have a lot of stock of this really old Canadian whiskey to keep putting these batches up. But I guess maybe the batches aren't really big, so. All right, so B. Yeah, I like this one. There's nothing objectionable. It kind of feels like if I was drinking like through 10 samples, and this is just going to kind of be right somewhere in the middle. It doesn't stick out because it's bad, but it doesn't stick out because it's better than anything else. Does that make sense? Like it's good, but it's not great to me at this point. Okay, love it. You're right. Love that juice out of New Holland. Did you say the back end was thick? Bourbon Engineer, I would say it's thick with 3 C's. All right, Fisherman's brandy. Okay, Fisherman is brandy and toasted oak. Okay, yeah, I do really like that tropical fruit note. Walleye, yeah. A lot of people do, but there are others that just find that note completely objectionable. Like my buddy Danny here, he does not like the walleye stuff or the dragon's milk. There's other people out there as well, but it's a very distinct note that carries through their whole product line. We say like peach rings or peach candy, very fruity, very sweet, but some people don't like that. I do. I love it. So cheers, Kevin. All right, so this one, Randall, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning maybe pass on this one. We find out it's like one of my picks or something. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's just not like next level great. You know what I mean?
Can't give you too many clues as we go through these.
What's that?
This is a higher price bottle, but still reasonable.
So absolutely nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it's not going to stick out because it's not good. I don't know that to my palate, it's sticking out enough to make it like, wow, this is something that you got to reach for, in a sea of, several hundred bottles on your shelf. You know what I mean? I do like it, and don't get me wrong. I just don't love it. All right, so let's see if I can guess some of the stats on this one. I'm going to say this has more proof than the first one. I'm going to say this one's probably like 118 to 122. I still don't think this one has that much age. Maybe, you know what? I'd say it's probably got a little bit more age than the first one, even though we don't know what the first one was. I'd say this is probably 7 to 8. It hits me as a bourbon, not a rye. If it's not a bourbon, maybe it's a wheat whiskey or something, but it doesn't hit me at all as a rye. I'm not getting any type of finish here. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the finish does last a bit longer to make me think maybe that proof is a little higher. Maybe it's 124. 7 to 8 years. Again, probably like I'm gonna say it's Kentucky. Let's find out what the heck this is.
This one's a tricky one.
Sample B. So sample B for the theme here. I'm gonna say that this one is probably a pass for me. Oh, let's see. All right, so this was Milliman Green Bourbon, unabridged, number 3, 118 proof, and it's a blend of Kentucky, Texas, Tennessee, ages ranging from 3.5 years all the way to 10. It looks like, based on the breakdown, that the bulk of the casks used in the blend were younger, so 3.5 being the most substantial portion of the blend. But then also a lot of 9-year. So this would they would probably have this non-age stated. Otherwise, they're going to call it a 3.5-year whiskey, which probably wouldn't fly. But this is unabridged, number 3, Milliman Green. I know that who had them on the other? Was it Dan that had her on, or was it Marty?
Oh gosh, I thought it was
This was
Marty
just a couple of weeks
and everything.
ago. My memory is such shit.
Yeah. And I believe their unabridged number 4 got the double platinum with the Ascots. So
they all sounded really good. And like I said, this is fine. This is good.
Yeah.
I just don't love it. And if I'm not mistaken, these unabridged were like 90 or $100.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna probably pass on the Milliman Green unabridged number 3. Again, nothing wrong with that. But if you want to put yourself in a category where this is $100 product, that's a pretty high. There's a lot of stuff out there that you can get for $100 that probably beats this. You know, and again, I don't know that Nashville cost MSRP, but I'm going to put that Nashville one over this. Again, good, but not great. So this one's a pass. Let's see. What does Lance have to say here? Mill and Green is all over the map. Okay. I've heard generally good things, Lance. And, I followed that stream. I think it was on Dan's stream a couple of weeks ago. And, I like what they're doing. I like I want to, say she's doing things the right way down there. All right. Jonathan, the jerk store called, they're running out of you. When I set up my merch store, John, it's actually called the Jerk Store. True story. It used to be on Spread Store, Spreadsheet, Spreadshirt, and they let you name what you want to call your storefront, and mine's called the Jerk Store. So if you guys got your shirts from the Patreon, the label probably actually said it's from the Jerk Store. Maybe Lance can confirm that. What's going on, Jonathan? Oh, there he is, Randall. I typed in the Jerk Store on Google and got something very different. Yeah, hopefully you type that in on like one of those incognito modes and not, not like on your
all these screens popping up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take you down a rabbit hole. Give me a couple of Glens with a jerky logo. What did I send you, Greg? Tell me what you haven't received. Message me privately. I'll send you stuff. I got a bunch recently. I sent most of them out, but if you didn't get one, just hit me up. I know you're in the Patreon group. Yeah, so let's move on from sample B as I hear my dog barking his ass off upstairs. All right, so let's get a sip of water. All right. So somehow, Randall, these all look almost identical in terms of color.
Yeah, they do. But I think you'll have an easier guess in this next one. So
the Texas stuff to me always seems to be a little darker, but this isn't. But I guess that makes sense because it's actually a blend of mostly non-Texas stuff. I mean, kind of looking at the breakdown, the Texas in it is pretty minimal. 5 casks out of like, what, about 40? So a very small percentage is actually Texas, which tends to be really dark. So Element Green, good, not great for my palate. All right, what does Lance say here? They have stuff from 35 up to 200. The unabridged are 89 in my area. So they actually sell them on the shelves. I thought they were just like internet only up here. I mean, I know you're East Coast. I've never seen a Milliman Green bottle on the shelf here in Michigan. All right, on to sample C. So if you guys have tried a lot of the Milliman Green stuff, how does the unabridged 3 rate with the others? I think they're are they up to 4 or 5 now, Randall?
I believe they're to 5 now this year. So
I want to say Jason was really talking up one of them, and maybe it was 4.
I said they did get that double platinum when they submitted last year.
Was that for 4 or was that for 5?
I think it was for 4.
All right, so
yeah, Jason raved about the number 3, which is why I bought it and everything. So
okay,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, Jason's the authority. I mean, I'm just some jerk on the internet. Keep that in mind. But for my money, I'm gonna probably pass on that one. All right, so C. Oh, okay. So I like the nose immediately. Man, what is that? That's like citrus. Citrus and vanilla, like a nice combination of the two. Yeah, take that one. All right, so make a note here. Nose, vanilla, citrus. All right, but not overpowering, just kind of, again, like a lighter nose. But yeah, I like the nose. So just ranking the noses, I'm still going to say I like the best. This is better than B. So between the first two. The more I sniff it, the more that comes out. Like there's like maybe pie crust. Yeah, like a just real nice vanilla, like almost like meringue, maybe. Mm. All right, on the palate. Okay, there's some spice there. Okay, there's some spice that kind of comes to the forefront, like on the front of the palate, and then it just goes away like almost immediately. That's
So
interesting.
do you think this is a bourbon or a rye or a wheat or a light whiskey or?
Well, when I get spice, I mean, obviously my brain goes to, rye, but there's not a lot of notes that I would typically associate with a rye. I'm not getting a lot of herbal notes. I'm not getting a lot of like mint or anything like that. But I do get a little spice.
Mhm.
So maybe it's like a bourbon with some rye in it, or like a not a wheated bourbon, but a rye forward bourbon. Hmm. Decent finish, not overly viscous, not maybe a little more what I would say oily, but not thick. Okay, I like it. I'm trying to think if I love it. I do like it more than I like sample B.
I think people that know this brand are either don't like it or they like it and everything. And they have different, they have a shelf variety and then they have a higher tier variety.
So it's a polarizing brand, you think?
It can be for some people.
Stu says, like it or love it. Yeah, Stu, I think kind of the moral of the story here is the samples that Randall sent, none of them are going to be bad. Um, the idea is, do I want to pour it, put it on my shelf, go back to it, or am I going to pass on it? Maybe drink it once and, maybe sample it out and it collects dust on my shelf. So
And this
bring
is
you up to
this is a
speed.
$100 bottle.
Sample A was a pour, and it was a Nashville Barrel Company pick. And B was a pass, and that was a Milliman Green unabridged, number 3. So this one, and it doesn't know. Stu don't know ball. Blue Note. Okay, so I would say that Blue Note is a brand I don't really care for. And I've got a few picks from different groups over the years from Blue Note, and it just hits me as harsh, like sharp, jagged, not finished. I'm not getting that type of vibe here with C. In fact, I mean, the nose is kind of like almost like I would call delicate.
So this is a $100 bottle. So
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so Lance says, I have a 15-year Milliman Green Castle Hill Tennessee distillate, which is fantastic. So it's all Tennessee, is it a blend like this one was, which was like Kentucky, Tennessee, and Texas. All right. So this is $100 bottle. Okay. So I'm trying to see if there's anything here that I can pick out that kind of separates this from.
and I'm giving you that price just so when you think of pass or pour,
Yeah, again, it's really good, but is there enough there that's gonna, keep me interested instead of just moving on to something else?
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure that there is. Paul P's in the house. What's going on? Paul P says, passing through, but wanted to
Well,
say, hey, we'll watch the replay at the gym tomorrow. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, Paul. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Good to see you. I guess you don't like Dickel. I've tried, you know, I don't know that I've tried anything Dickel on its own, Lance. The Dickel that I've tried has been in blends like barrel, and the barrel blends that I've had that have the Dickel in it, I don't get that minerally or minerality or Flintstones vitamin type vibe that a lot of people complain about. I know other people that do. It sticks out like a sore thumb. It doesn't to me. So I don't know that I'm going to be on the team. I hate Dickel. I haven't tried enough of it to form an opinion one way or the other. I just know that I've had it in blends, and the blends that I've had it in, some of the barrel stuff, I've got no issue with. If it's a batch for Tennessee and East Texas. Okay. I'm not a Blue Note fan also. Yeah. Is it just that
I don't
the stuff is younger, Top Dog?
I don't own any Blue Note either.
Hey, Stu, what are you picking up at local stores? I know Stu's Metro Detroit guy like me. What are you seeing locally that you're picking up, just out of curiosity? You tell me it's $100. I enjoy it. I enjoy it more than the Milliman Green. This is right on the fence for me, Randall. But if you tell me that it's $100 bottle, yeah, I probably don't. I probably will put it in the pass
Yeah.
category. So let's
And I
have a
probably
look.
would the same. I mean, it's a good bottle to buy, and I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't jump back into it again and buy
Okay.
another one.
All right. So let's see what this one is. And it wasn't like distinct enough for me to say, oh, this is definitely Kentucky. This is definitely Tennessee. It's just kind of. I mean, I always go to Kentucky unless it sticks out to me. So I'm gonna guess it's like Kentucky. It's probably
It's
if it's $100 bottle, maybe it's 6-8 years, but it doesn't. Uh, I would never guess the age statement on this one. Let's see what it is.
it's Heaven Hills, you know.
Evan Hill. All right, this is the Bernheim 20th 10-year weeded whiskey, 115 proof. I saw that locally. I didn't pick it up. I want to say it was about $100, like you said.
Yeah.
I've had other Bernheims. They're good. I mean, this maybe it's like an A123 or something like that I've got, or a
Yeah, the foolproof. I
A124.
like this better than the foolproof, and I don't even like the regular shelfers now. But
Yeah, it's good. I don't love it. I don't. It's just if you tell me it's $100, I'm probably not going to reach for it. If it's a 20th anniversary bottle, it's probably something that I would stash on my shelf because it's a one-off, and it probably collects dust. Maybe I sample it out to buddies, right?
yeah, yeah.
It's not going to be something I'm
I
reaching for on a consistent basis. Um,
and I've
it's
sampled a lot
fun.
of it out.
Yeah, so you didn't drink a lot of that. That was one of that you probably put in packages and stuff.
Yeah, put a lot of samples. Yeah, it's like I'd probably drink about a third of a bottle, and everything else goes to family and friends and groups and things like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, that's interesting. I've got a lot of bottles that are just like maybe 2 pours past the neck. and then they so yeah, I gotta start sampling more of these things out. Don't know what it is. It's just not appealing to me. Some of that could do with the packaging, I guess. The brand itself, it seems kind of boring. But the whiskey's good. It's just I have a hard time thinking that it's $100 uh bottle.
I thought it was interesting that Kelsey from Hello Again Whiskey Friends actually reviewed this, earlier today, and he loved
See?
it and everything. So, but
Yeah,
everybody has their palate. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm not going to shit on it. It's
yeah.
fine. It's just for the purposes of what we're doing, it doesn't strike me as wow, this is fantastic. and it's going to be something that I continue to go back to. It's just probably not. All right. Top dog. It's probably the deck. Baby, I don't mind the Flintstones. No, you know, I used to take those Flintstone vitamins when I was a kid. I didn't mind them. Blue Note has two different lines. One is Tennessee, one is Kentucky. The Kentucky is Green River. That's what I thought. Tennessee could be Tennessee Distilling, which was Dickel. Oh, all right. So younger stuff, though, right, John? All right, Stu, what did you say? Local, I can get anything. Depends on price. I've mostly been picking up Booker's and ECBP lately. Stu, did you get a 15 Elijah Craig? If so, what'd you think about it?
That's a good bottle.
I went to the store today at Randall. There was a, I was out getting a, haircut with my son, and one of the local shops posted that they had a Peerless 10. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't think that those were hitting stores. I'd like a Peerless 10. So right after we were done, I shot over to the store, and they didn't have it. I guess they only got one bottle. But yeah, the Peerless 10 would be one that I would be looking for local, that I would have paid the premium for. They didn't have anything, I looked to see what else they might have. That was a store that I got the the Evan Williams 250th at, and that was long gone. They had a bunch of picks, but nothing terribly interesting. Just kind of walked around for a minute and then left, didn't buy anything. I didn't see that Booker's. I think it was Roger that was telling me that it was really good. The one this year that was the January release. What's that one called? If anyone knows. I got a couple ECBPs. I don't think I would get any more. I like blending them. Okay. And okay, I like blending ECBP and Elijah Craig to taste for cheaper. Yeah, that Elijah Craig 18 is like a $200 bottle.
That's a disappointment. I may have to do that. I've got a lot of barrel proof and mix that with the 18.
All right, so Marty says Booker's 2026 1, and I don't know what the nickname is for that particular batch. It's everywhere here for $89. I saw some of the other ones recently for $99, which is about the lowest I've seen in Michigan. I don't think I've seen the 2026 batch 1 yet, though. But I haven't been at stores much lately either. EC15 was better than the EC18. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to argue that with you, Greg. I think just the proof alone makes it a different animal. Booker's 2026 one, ECP 924. Okay, all right, cool. $70 here. Wow, $70 for Booker's, Lance? The Big Easy. Okay, so that's one that sounds like is a consensus buy. All right, good to know. I haven't picked up a Booker's in a while. I think it was 24. All right, sample D.
Sample D.
All right. Yeah, these, I won't lie, these are hard to pry out with a fingernail. I feel like I need a device of some sort to pull these caps out. I don't know if you can see these or not, but these are like, almost look like bushings that go all the way through the...
Yeah, they stick. You don't even need to put a cap on those bottles. You just push those in and send them.
But you did the heat shrinks on top of that, which that's belt and suspenders. You could have done just fine with these. When I was first sending out a bunch of samples, I would send out, I would do like the electrical tape. It got to the point where if I was doing the sample bottles and they had like the little, I don't know what you would call these, but the things that go underneath the cap to seal them.
Yeah.
If they have these, I'll screw them in tight enough. I don't bother with the electrical tape. So if you got samples from me, you'll notice that. All right, so sample D.
Sample D.
Got William Hall in the house. What's going on, William? How you doing?
Hey.
Thanks for joining us, buddy. All right, so sample D. Again, same color as every single sample here. So did you pull the trigger on the Whiskey Friends pick the other day?
I didn't get that one. Are you asking me, Tom?
Yeah, the Dominic.
No, no. I just because I had so many other. I got the Southern Collective from Hack and Mac, the Rise,
Okay.
what's a 10 or 11 and 13 year. So I really wanted one of those. So
It's kind of like I hadn't been buying many bottles, so like that came up and it was a reasonable price and it sounded interesting, and you always like to support those guys. So I'm like, yeah, I want that. Um, I've got a couple of old Dominic bottles. Uh, I haven't really loved them so far, so I'm interested to see how this one shakes out. Knowing that those guys picked it, I'm guessing it's going to be a bit better than the ones I've got, but we'll see. Um, and then, like I said, I did that new riff 10-year today. I want to say there was something else that I ordered recently as well. So it seems like there's been a few things more recently that have piqued my interest as opposed to last month where I just didn't pick up anything. Cheers. Oh, cheers, Tiff. How you doing? Taking a break from watching her more interesting videos. Cheers, dear.
new Patreon.
50 bottles got released this week. Can't buy them all. Wow. That is that just in different groups that you're in, Lance? I know Lance is a big supporter of other channels as well, as well of ours.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Lance is probably in a good fair amount of groups. 50 bottles, though. That's insane. I did buy Brandon Whiskey Weather did a drop last week. He dropped some Augustas, and one of them was a wheated bourbon. So I picked that up. I think I got 2 coming, so I'll do one as a giveaway. Those should be here soon. And speaking of Brandon Whiskey Weather, we should have our Evernorth picks this month. I think they told us 6 to 8 weeks. We went the first week of May, so probably the end of this month, if I had to guess. So keep your you pay attention to the Patreon announcements. Well, if I got something to announce on a live stream, I'll do that as well. Greg says Pursuit United releasing a honey release. That seems to be the trend of the year. Yeah, Greg, I think you're right. Honey does seem to be the finish this year. I like honey finishes. You know, especially here, the Detroit City Distillery does a fantastic one. Short Barrel does a good one. Evernorth did one a while ago that I really liked. So honey's a finish I like. Dragon's Milk, I've got the honey finish too. But I do see more and more places doing a honey finish this year in particular for some reason. So I mean, I guess I'm here for it. Lance says, no, just in general across the board, maybe exaggerating a bit, but a lot of stuff this week. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Lance, what were some of the bigger ones that piqued your interest, buddy? Speaking of, what's your latest on Evernorth? So yeah, there you go. Just pay attention. I think that towards the end of the month is probably when these are going to be dropping. You know, I had messaged back and forth with Brandon over at Evernorth to kind of get an update. He thought there was an outside chance they were going to make the shipment to DC this week, but they didn't. So probably they ship to DC in the next couple of weeks. Probably we release them to our Patreon groups at the end of this month. That's what I would guess. And those should be fun picks. They always are. All right. All right. So where am I at? D here. What did I think?
Right there, yeah. You know, it's funny with Lance. I was just texting him today. I've got to go on Monday up to Portsmouth Naval Shipyard to do inspections, and I didn't realize he lives like 30 minutes away. So we're working on doing a hookup there, and
that
seeing
would be
him.
awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Super
If
nice.
I could distract him long enough to, to see his bottle collection or something.
He's got to have some collection.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does.
All right, so D seems like it's bringing the heat. Like This has some proof jumping out of the glass. Ooh, that's going like right up to my, what is that? Is that my frontal lobe? That's where that's where this one's going. All right, so I'm gonna guess this one's probably like 128 to 132 proof. This has some heat to it. All right, what else am I getting on the nose though? A lot of ethanol, faint vanilla cream. Oof. Yeah, I mean it feels like this is gonna be high proof bourbon. All right, so Brian Newton says, did I go to Evernorth for the Exodus and Night Stalker bottle drop last weekend? The rye is the best one yet. I did not. I was still sick, Brian. So I didn't go to the drop. I did get to taste those because we did our picks up at Evernorth the first week of May, and Sean let us sample, um, where those blends were at the beginning of May, which was just before they bottled them. And I thought they were both fantastic, so I'm sure they're awesome. Um, they will hit some of the locals by me in terms of shops, and if I can't get one that way, I should be able to get one through the Patreon. So, cheers, Brian. Hope you enjoy those. The Exodus Rye is the best one yet. I tasted it. I thought it was fantastic. The Exodus line altogether is really good. So, one of these days I'll have to do a blind of what is it, like the first four of them, and see which one I prefer. But yeah, they do a hell of a job with the blends on the Exodus line. Hack and Mac picks plus I was on that one. Some local stuff, McBrayer 250. Yeah, I did order that McBrayer 250. I was sipping that when I was talking to Randall before we started the stream. That was really good. So
That's an apple pie and a caramel, excuse me. Oh gosh,
America.
so good.
America. Yeah. If you haven't tried anything from McBrayer and you're looking to start somewhere, that 250th is not a bad place to start. And Bill said there's exactly 1,776 bottles available. Most of their sales come through their site. I mean, I know they're on shelves at some of the local shops down there in Kentucky, but not too many. I don't think. I think most of
Shipping is really reasonable too. Very reasonable.
And I think they hit 47 states. So if you want McBrayer, go to the website. We did have it pinned at the top for our picks, and you can peruse whatever else they have there as well. Check them out. I mean, they've got some fantastic whiskey, and Bill's just a hell of a dude. So go and support that brand. Corvette Trey in for 4. If you're not in this giveaway, you should be. Heck yeah! Cheers, brother. I do have some stuff. Evan Williams bottled and bond mostly. And nothing wrong with that. Odds are probably great. Let me take a look at how the entries are coming along. Yeah, I mean, the odds are pretty good. I see, quite a few of you put in. Odds are probably still pretty good. I mean, there's what, 4 separate giveaways here tonight, so good stuff. All right. Oh yeah, Stu had you had messaged me that pick, that dad bod pick. Red Wagon and Troy. That's not too far from me, Stu. I'll stop in there occasionally. It's not too far from my office. That's a good ways from you, though, right? Or did you have your wife grab that one while she was on her way home or something? And what'd you think of it? Is it good? Brian, they had a good turnout at the tasting room. I'm missing the first one from the group. I think, Brian, the first one, Exodus 1, was the one they released at Bourbon in the Barn. And I don't know if it was just exclusive to that event, but I think that was Exodus 1. If you haven't tried it, hit me up. I'll send you a sample. Marty is hitting Tennessee tomorrow, making the trip, eh? Any particular stops that you're making along the way, Marty? All right. Let's get back to, I'm getting sidetracked here, Randall.
Don't worry, Tom. It's your show.
My wife says, "Hey Stu, please say hi to your wife for me. Hope all is well." There you go. Yeah, we Stu and his wife. We hung out with them at both of the Bardstown Blitzes the last 2 years. Yeah, I dig D. This seems familiar to me, Randall.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, this one I kind of dig. All right, Stu says it's chocolate cake with whipped white frosting, burnt Benstein liquor, and Red Barn split the barrel. I did see that. I think I follow both of their feeds on socials. Um, I've never been to Benstein, but boy, they get a lot of picks. Have you been there, Stu? All right, this one I dig, man. This has just like high proof bourbon written all over it. Um, if there's anything to it outside of like it just being a straight bourbon, maybe it's toasted. But this
So
is kind of
this
this is hitting
is
me in my wheelhouse.
$60 for this bottle.
Maybe I like the cheap stuff. Oh, okay. Now I am getting a little mint on the back. Like maybe is this a rye? Could be a rye. Or a bourbon with rye in the mash bill. High rye. Marty's thinking this could be Silver Springs. I'm guessing it's not, Marty. And if for no other reason, then it's not dark
Oh,
enough. Silver Springs is so dark.
plus, I love my Silver Springs.
Yeah.
I think I've got one bottle left bunkered. Yeah.
I dig this. Now that you said the price, I'm almost thinking, wow, this feels familiar. Like this might be something I already have.
I could tell you this, you don't.
I have not gone back to the rare breed rye in years. It's nowhere near the same ballpark as rare breed. This I like. And I'm going to say that at $60, it's probably what I'm going to pour. Yeah, I like the nose. I like the carryover onto the palate. There is a touch of mint, which kind of, again, tells me it's got some rye in it. Nice finish. Very well rounded. It's not too much of this or too much of that. It's kind of like right down the middle. It hits a lot of the different things that you want in a whiskey. I dig this one. Proof, I'm going to guess is probably pretty high. I mean, I guess it's probably about 125. I'm going to say it's a rye of some sort. Age, about 6 years. Let's find out what this one is. Sample D.
It's going to throw you way off. So, all
right,
this is compliments my daughter who got it out of Houston. So,
oh boy. All right, copper and cask, specs, store pick, straight bourbon. Is there rye in the mash bill?
Nope. This is Lawrenceburg, Indiana, distilled in 9 years, 10 barrels.
9 years, 118 proof.
Spec store pick for $60. I couldn't believe it. I told her to buy them all. She said there's only 2 left. So
yeah, that one that's a pour for sure. 9 years, 118 proof, $60. Those are some stats, and very well rounded, very well balanced. I dig that one a lot.
Yeah, I so like that one
down there for you, huh? Yeah, I dig that one. Yeah, when you said Texas, I thought, is that going to be a Still Austin? No, because Still Austin is real dark.
Yeah. But Specs has some excellent store picks. When my daughter, she goes out and she says, if she's in Specs, she'll send me pictures and say, "You want this, Dad? You want this?" And
She's out there looking for you. I appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
good.
I'm actually flying down there for my birthday at the end of the month, and I said, we're gonna have to do some bourbon hunting. So
There you go. I've never been to Texas. Our friends tried to convince us to go down to Austin, and we were just kind of like, what are we really gonna do down there? We don't. We try to stay out of the sun. I'm really light complected. My wife doesn't. She doesn't want to be in the sun either. We don't like the heat so much. It's like I don't know. What are we gonna do in Texas? I don't know.
so Austin's got a great food scene there, just some
I hear
outstanding
Austin's
restaurants.
awesome. I
Oh
mean,
gosh.
they did tell us about some of the stuff they did down there, and it did sound cool. It's just I don't know. I mean, it's a long ways from here, to be honest. Lance says Copper Cast best deal in whiskey right now. I mean, could be. This one's a hell of a bargain if that's what you picked it up for.
Yep.
Go to InfoWars in Austin or Joe Rogan. Oh. Is Joe Rogan down in Austin? I didn't know that. Oh, here you go. Here's DMC. Cheers, Randall, Tom, Marty, Whiskey Nose. Marty's still hanging out. Hey, Marty, are you able to tell us if any of those picks are still available? The McBrayer picks that we pinned? I think they're pinned. I thought I pinned them. I'm trying to figure out if I pinned them. I thought I pinned the post where Marty posted the little link.
That McBrayer 8-year bourbon pick. Oh, that is phenomenal.
So you got all three, obviously, right?
Oh yeah, and we got the judge that really didn't go out because it was just a short barrel and everything. So, but the Cedar Brook is good. Yeah, the 8-year bourbon is the best. The 8-year bourbon.
Yep. It's to me the obvious choice. I thought it was a lot better than the other two. The judge was strange. It has the strangest nose to me. The palate's great, but the nose was just throwing me for a loop. Cedar Brook's good, but that single barrel bourbon is fantastic. So if those are left, and you're kind of on the fence of should I get one of these or not, get the single barrel bourbon.
I'll drink the Cedar Brook over the Antique 107. It's that good. So
I'll have to do another wheated bourbon flight to see how that matches up. So I want to say that I hate, or I love to hate 107, but I did a wheater blind like last year sometime, and it actually won. Corvette Trade Copper and Cask is good, but I think the value is in McBrayer. Okay, there you go. Very, very few are left. Do you know the counts, Marty? All three is a must buy, but if I was only buying one, it would be the bourbon. So I think that's kind of coming, and I was texting with Roger last weekend as I was kind of opening these, and I think we were both kind of lockstep, and yeah, that bourbon is just special. At $19 for up to the first 6 bottles ordered. There you go, Marty, doing the sales pitch.
You can't beat that for the shipping.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places you order one bottle, you're spending $25 in shipping. So, I know Bill was really excited about moving over to that new, shipment fulfiller. So yeah, check out McBrayer. If you're looking to get one of our picks, check out that single barrel bourbon. That shit is fire. All right, Randall. So I think so far we've got 2 pours, 2 passes. Yeah, 2 pours, 2 passes.
You only get one more chance to break your fingernail on a bottle. So
they're really short and stubby, so there's not a whole lot going on.
I think you'll enjoy this last one.
3 of them. All right, so you got the judge too. Hey, Kevin, what did you think was the best? Now that you kind of know what everyone else is kind of thinking. Hopefully that doesn't influence your decision. But if you tried them all, what is your favorite? I'm curious. All right. So, all right. Hey, that one came out pretty good, Randall.
Tom, are you going to the Blitz this year?
I would like to. I didn't book anything, and I know there's no tickets available yet. but I would like to. The first year I went down with my wife. Last year we went, my wife, Tyler, and I. So I'm kind of curious to see, who would like to go again this year.
I think there's going to be
If
a
they want.
lot more people, because I know Jason, had a short sell. They didn't sell the tickets last year, but I think he's not going
Yeah.
to have that problem this year. So,
It's interesting. So I want to say the first year there were, I remember who was there, kind of, mostly. Last year was mostly the same people, some new, like yourself. But then I also noticed that some people didn't make the trip last year as opposed to the first year. So yeah, it's I would like to. I just kind of have to see what we have going on. But he hasn't put out tickets or anything yet. I know the dates are out there, um, but I haven't I haven't booked anything or anything yet, Randall. But yeah, I would like to go to answer your question. Cheers, Camo, like the Cedar Brook weed. Okay. I thought that Cedar Brook weeded, when I was sipping it, I was just getting over being sick. And to me, I thought that was like a rye. And maybe my palate was completely screwed up, but it felt like a rye to me. Stu says let's carpool. Hey, maybe. I don't know who's going, but it's possible. Um, I didn't get to try them yet. Plan on doing a few blinds with them. There you go. I'll be at the Blitz this year for the first time. Yeah, so that's what's
great.
awesome about it is I know, like, probably Randall, what, leading up to last fall, like, you'd been in touch with like Marty and me and Dan, and I'm sure we all hyped it up, and probably got to the point where you're like, I gotta go. And so you did, right? And it was fun, and now we're hyping it up to the next group of people. They're like, oh, that sounds awesome. I gotta go. So like Kevin O'Malley will be there, and probably a handful full of other people that we talk to, in our group texts and stuff. They'll be down there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting some of these other guys that we haven't met yet.
I think that's the best part about it is just
Yeah,
finally putting a name to a face and everything. And I'm sure I
yeah,
missed a lot of people on the last one that were on the groups and everything that I just didn't know. But over the last year, and it'd be neat to see a lot of these people. And Richie Z, that's the big thing right now. Everybody wants to see Richie Z.
yeah. I think that there's a rumor about is Richie Z a person or is he AI?
Yeah, yeah. So,
I don't know anybody that's actually met Richie, but Richie, he'll be on streams, and he knows more than anybody out there about whiskey tube in terms of who's had channels, who's done streams. That dude just he's like the resident historian of whiskey tube. So yeah, if he's going down there this year, yeah, that everybody is going to be super excited to meet Richie. Greg says have to look into the Blitz to see the crew. If you're not in Mash and Journey, then that's where you're going to want to check it out, Greg. It's either Scott, My Bourbon Journey, or Jason, Mash and Drum. But they kind of do their stuff together, so that's where you'll find the announcements, the tickets, the details, stuff like that. But yeah, if in terms of whiskey events, I haven't been to too many, Randall. I've been to a couple. But yeah, that's like the one that you want to go to, I think. I did go to the one here in Michigan for the Bourbon Junkies a couple of years ago, the one that was Bourbon in the Barn. It was fun, but it was like the hottest weekend of the year. It was in a barn. It was fine, but it wasn't nearly as much fun as hanging out at the Blitz and doing the shares and just going to see all the stuff. We had a lot more fun, I think, over the course of a few days as opposed to a few hours at the Bourbon in the Bar event. He's just up the road in Columbus. Yeah, I mean, the Blitz is just in Bardstown, so it's not that far for you either. So check into it, Greg. Definitely would like to put a face to the name. All right, so the finale here, right, Randall?
Finale. Yeah.
Smells familiar. Like caramel toffee. Maybe kind of graham cracker type. Oh, look at this. Right on cue. Jason, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, Jason. Good evening.
All right. Yeah, this seems very familiar to me, Randall. Yeah, just higher proof toffee caramel. Maybe kind of a nuttiness to it. Nice nose though. Like it's kind of got like a real nice balance to it.
I'm wondering if Jason's going to bring his belt like we got for the Dusty Dan tournament, and
Oh,
holy cow, that thing is heavy. I mean, Dusty didn't spare any expense on that thing. My wife was
no.
like, "Did you order that?" I said, "No, I didn't." And
Like, what are you
he's going to give
doing?
me a
No,
lot of credit.
no, I won
What do
this.
you do? It's,
I
no,
actually reached out to Dan yesterday to see if he might want to do like a shared birthday stream. Dan and I have the same birthday. Did you know that?
no, it didn't. What day is
No,
that?
it's 6/16. So it falls on a Tuesday. So Dan will stream on Monday. I stream on Thursdays usually. So I messaged Dan. I'm like, would you want to maybe try to figure out if we could do like a joint type stream since we share a birthday? It might be fun. So I don't know. I don't know if he's got a conflict. We're trying to figure it out. Maybe it'll work, maybe not. Just kind of watch posts and stuff like that. But yeah, Dan and I actually have the same birthday, which is interesting because I've never known. You know, I only know that because I'm friends with Dan on Facebook, and my entire life up until like last year, I didn't know anybody that had the same birthday as I did. So I thought that was cool. Um,
Does that
hey,
make you a
Mike.
Cancer?
No, Gemini.
Jim, okay.
If you're into that type of thing. But yeah, 6/16. I'm guessing I'm not guessing. I could tell you that um, I've got a few years on Dusty, but yeah, we have the same birthday. Birthday with Dustin Jerk. I mean, you know, the possibilities are endless, right? But yeah, I thought it would be fun, so I reached out to Dan. We'll see if we can figure something out.
That'd be
If you
great.
say burst bubble, it's 4 times in a row. The mash and drum appears. I mean, kinda, right? I mean, that happens.
That's funny. We probably set off some kind of AI alert, and you know, just
Yeah, I don't know what the timing was interesting.
yeah.
So Kevin, yeah, maybe that's a thing. Oh, Jason will check in from time to time. So appreciate you checking in, Jason. Good to see you, buddy.
So what do you think on the pallet there? Did you just
I mean, what'd you think of that ball game last night, Jason? I just tell Dusty that there will be pickles. Hey, you know what? My wife makes these like gourmet pickles. So maybe if he's a pickle guy, I'll have to send some to him. All right. So is this going to be a pour or a pass? I'm kind of leaning pour on this one, Randall. Um, oof, yeah, it's just kind of hitting me with like a really nice toffee vibe. Like it's a really well put together toffee vibe on the nose and the front of the palate. Um, the finish
I
feels
like this
big,
one.
but it doesn't like blow you away, which is probably just as well. It does kind of linger a little bit on the mid palate. Um, and it's kind of like got like a darker, lingering, like it feels really satisfying, if that makes any sense. Um, I dig this one a good bit. I didn't sleep last night. I was so pumped. Yeah, I don't really watch the game so much, but I would check in periodically on my phone, and it looked like the Spurs were up big. So when I woke up this morning early, I clicked on the box score. And I was really surprised to find out that the Knicks won by 10.
Are they
Sipping on
playing
Traverse City
again
Bear Fruit,
tonight?
Martin Lorenzi Cherry 6-year, 109.4. So which year is that from, Greg? Traverse City will have the Bear Proof Cherry release coming up soon, like this month, like within the next couple of weeks. And that's always a fun release up here in Michigan. All right, breaking away from Holland, headed to Traverse. There you go. Yeah. Huge win game one. I think it may go 7 for the entertainment and the bet I put in. I thought that the Spurs would kind of blast them, to be honest. Here in Detroit, I'm a Pistons fan. I know that the Pistons beat the crap out of the Knicks all year, so I was hoping that we played them in the playoffs, but didn't quite get there. But the Knicks have been on a freaking tear. So I don't. Maybe they can just kind of ride that momentum. I don't know, but the Spurs seem to me to have more talent. Wemby is just insane. But hey, maybe the Knicks are the better team. I don't know. Interesting series. Knicks in the fourth quarter are beasts. There you go. I mean, it's hard to argue with the playoff record they put together. Marty's basketball season ended with the Final Four. I mean, I guess if you're a college guy, but for the first time in a long time, I followed for a few months past that because the Pistons were actually decent this year. We didn't make it past the second round, but definitely kept my interest for a few more months as opposed to just through March Madness. NBA is
I'm going to jump off just for a second.
Yeah, go ahead. All right. Yeah, what's interesting, Marty, is this, and it's kind of timely. On my Facebook feed, I don't know what the algorithm thinks I watch, but like at some point I was scrolling today and it was like Larry Bird highlights. And so I'm scrolling through, I'm like, oh, Larry Bird, cool. And it was like Larry Bird highlights set to some like Michael Jackson song. It's like, oh, okay, I'll sit and watch this. It was probably like a minute and a half of like Larry Bird, like mid 80s when he was like MVP highlights of him hitting just insane shots, crazy passes. I'm like, yeah, man, that was insane. That was what was peak NBA for me was like late 80s. So like now when I see like the guys what they make and like the product on the floor, I feel like I sound like an old head when I say like it's not the same. It's not nearly as good, but obviously I'm biased.
Sorry.
JG, thank you, Marty, for bringing up my pain of U of A losing. Yeah, I remember that. Because JG is the Arizona guy, and I think Michigan just beat the crap out of Arizona. Was that in the Final Four, the championship game, one or the other? But Michigan they were insane this year. College basketball is awful. I mean, missed shot after missed shot after missed shot. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's sports right now. Sports were such a big part of my life when I was growing up, and now I care so little. It's kind of sad. It's all come down to money and contracts, and I don't know. It's not as fun. Like the innocence is long gone. Larry Bird was crazy good. Yeah. What's funny, Marty, is I hated Larry Bird in the 80s as a Pistons fan. Absolutely hated that fucking guy. Hated the Celtics. But going back and like seeing the highlights of these guys now, I mean, you have to appreciate it. NBA is glorified street ball, but can't deny the talent. Well, yeah, I mean, there's some guys with talent, absolutely. I just think the product of it overall
Play in those tight shorts.
Maybe it was the tight shorts, watching like the Pistons highlights, I see like Dennis Rodman, his shorts are like up to like, geez, I mean, they would be like, go-go shorts. Flopping is gross. Yeah, I mean, if the Knicks can win, it will be a long time coming. I remember those Knicks teams of like Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason and Starks. Those were some tough teams. They never really made it. They never won a title. They did some damage and they were tough teams, but yeah, I think it would be good for the league if the Knicks could beat the Spurs because everyone looks at the Eastern Conference as garbage and the Western Conference is, we should roll over and play dead for them. So if the Knicks can win, I think that's something. There we go. Shocking that a Pistons fan would hate Larry Bird. Oh my God, I hated Larry Bird. I hated Kevin McHale. I hated the fucking Celtics with a passion. Pat Ewing went to a lot of those games. They didn't win because of Jordan. You know what, Jason? When I was going to the Pistons games, it was in our heyday, like late 80s, early 90s. And this is where we were beating the shit out of Jordan. So I remember going to a particular game on like Easter Sunday, and I think Jordan ended up going for like 61 or 63, but we beat him. And it was like we would beat the Bulls every year until we didn't. And then once the Bulls beat us, that was it. We were done. The Bulls had their run. But what I remember going to the games with my brother at the Silver Dome, where just Jordan was sick, but the Pistons would end up beating the crap out of them. I'd fight that prick. People hated that guy. Yeah, if I was not a Pistons guy, I would friggin' hate Lambeer, and Mahorn and some of those guys. But yeah, to me, that was peak NBA. Like the stuff now, I watch the box scores. I'm interested, but I don't have the same personal investment as I did when I was a kid. All right, so let's talk about Randall. I like this one a lot.
Okay.
Fuck Kevin O'Malley. Hated the Pistons, such a dirty team. Hey, you know what? They didn't call us the bad boys because we were, choir boys.
All you have to do is bring up sports, and you're going to get 1,000 opinions.
All right, so let me before I reveal this one, what was the price tag on this one?
This one was about 100, also.
About $100. So of the ones that were in that price range tonight, this one feels to me like it was worth it. Like I would go to it.
Yeah, this is a good one.
If it being a pour or a pass, to me, this is a pour. I think this hit enough of the notes, hit me in enough of the feels that it's the stuff that I like. This is something I'm going to pour and pour again. So let's find out what it is.
And I bought this because there were so many good reviews. Everybody was touting it. So
this is wow. Okay, this is Sealbox Humidor Blend Cigar Batch number 1. Some of your writing kind of got ripped when I pulled the card out of here. Is it 118.6 proof?
That's correct.
All right. Finish in Amberana, Cognac, and Spanish Oak.
Yep.
What's interesting to me is that none of those things overpower the blend.
No, I don't even pick up any Amberana on it.
I don't know that I pick up any finish.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like a really well put together blend. Amberana, I mean, to me, usually sticks out like a sore thumb and overpowers anything else. I don't pick that up at all. I don't pick up any Cinnamon Toast Crunch, waffle with syrup vibes here. Not at all. Like, I would have guessed this is unfinished. All right, so wait a minute. So JG said,
I don't know how I don't get any cinnamon on
that one. That's wild, Jay. Usually I'm in that same boat. Is if it has any Amberana, it sticks out. I hate it. It overpowers anything else. To me, it doesn't here. I don't get any of those Amberana vibes. Maybe it's just a kiss.
Yeah, I
I mean,
I do.
it's
I
usually like a
despise
sore thumb. I
Amberana,
know.
and
Maybe I'll pour a little more in the Glen. All right, what does Marty say here? I don't get it strong. Oh, so Marty, you've got this one? Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
got
got
my
a
big
touch of
I got my
cinnamon.
big fat nose all the way into this Glen, and I'm not getting Amberana.
But I do get it on the palate, just a little touch of cinnamon, but it's not overpowering. It's not super sweet, not like a Rio. Yeah.
No, dude. I mean, you could tell me this was unfinished. I believe you.
Wait, Marty, send the rest to me.
All right, so here. All right, so
This is
anybody
great with
that's
the
had
cigar.
this, so this is the Seal Box Humidor blend, and I really like the fact that they call it a humidor blend to kind of set it apart from everybody else that calls it a cigar blend or a cigar batch. I like that you call it a humidor blend for one. Um, how does this compare to the barrel cigar batch or whatever they're calling their stuff? Because the barrel is the one that
Yeah,
I've read the most about that I want to try. I just have not
yeah.
seen it anywhere. It sounds like
That's
that's
supposed
going
to
to be
be.
fantastic.
Yeah, Dusty Dan said that one was phenomenal. That was his top pick on the Ascot. I mean, I got 50 of his samples down here, but I didn't get that one. But he said that that was his favorite of the
Did
batch
you
of
win
100.
that giveaway 2 years in a row?
Yeah, 2 years in a row, and it's just sitting down here. And but I've got a lot of friends at work, and I'm going to farm it out to them. And there's no way. It took me like 4 months last year to try and get through it all. That's a lot. Even with 1 ounces, it's a lot of samples.
Yeah. It, I've got a lot of samples that I haven't gotten to over the last couple of years. Like there's an accumulation. I've been trying to do better with when I get them, do something with them so I get to them right away and they don't accumulate. But I do have a pretty
Yeah,
decent backlog. So when when you send me this, like let's do a stream, let's do something. When Bourbon Dan sent me something a couple of weeks ago, yeah, let's do it right then. That way it's fresh. I know I've got it, and let's do some content. Um, but one, so when you sent these, you like wrote right on the thing. So I like this, by the way, Randall, because it makes me have to think less. It says, Tom, blind samples for you to do a pass or pour episode. Which ones would you reach for on the shelf? You know what? I see that. I'm like, that I can do that. That's make it easy for me. Give me a layup.
yeah,
Uh, because one, I don't have a ton of time to try to figure out what I want to do in an episode. Or so when you make it that easy for me, I'm like, dude, I love that. For one, I appreciate the samples, and then it's like, hey, you know what? Let's have Randall on here, because I know you've been in other streams, but it's usually with a sea of us, like that. Like there's 6 or 8 of us, and then you're one of them. So it's good to have you on. Which is just let's hang out with Randall. And, we'll be the Thelma and Louise, Randall. I don't care what those guys were saying in the group text.
yeah. You're gonna
All right,
hurt
so
my
JJ says
feelings.
I
I'm
haven't
just an
had one of
old
his
guy.
samples.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Jay, I do too, and I feel bad almost that I haven't gotten to them. Um, it's just like I only drink so much, and it's just like I like a Saturday. Sometimes I'll grab 3 random ones, and I'll pour them, and one of them I'll love, one of them I'll hate, and it's like, why am I drinking something I hate? I'll grab something I like. So I don't know. We are huge Express fans. There you go.
Yeah, thanks, Marty.
Randall is
Yeah.
definitely.
It wouldn't be the
I
stream
don't
with
know.
that JG dissing me. So yeah.
Whoever posted that first picture in the group text, that was
Oh
amusing.
God, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad, like I said, I just wanted to give you some, not, LE stuff and everything, but just some normal pours that you could
Yeah.
get and see, what you'd like and everything. And But
I like where you went with it. You didn't go like, oh my god, you got to get my $200 bottle whales or shelf bottom shelfers. It was stuff right in the middle, right in the wheelhouse where a lot of us buy our stuff,
mhm.
and maybe some sleepers in here to kind of looking back at the labels, things that I've thought about that I didn't try, like this Bernheim. Um, yeah, Seal Box. No, for Seal Box, I get all their emails, but I don't get shipping um, from Seal Box, so I never buy their stuff. I know Marty gets all their stuff, and a lot of it sounds cool. Marty had what's his name, Blake from Seal Box on one of his streams recently. That was cool. Sound like they have a lot of cool shit, and it's just like I can't get any of it because they don't ship it here. Um, so like the humidor, the humidor blend was something I wanted to try. It's great. Yeah, here's what I'm thinking. Top dog, John Randall. A lot of us, we follow the same. I appreciate that, Marty. It just adds another moving part. Billick. You're losing me, Danny. What is Billick? For the record, the character's name was Donald Dickinson. Fun fact, JG. But no, John, what you were alluding to, I think, is something kind of where I was going is, we follow a lot of streams, we follow a lot of groups, and, a lot of groups do a lot of picks. We tend to buy the bottles, and it's always like, there's something coming down the pipeline next week, next month, next 2 months. There's always another bottle. And I think we kind of lose track of the stuff that we already have. You know what I mean? And so I think there's maybe some
Great.
some fat on the or there's some meat on the bone to chew on of things that we already have. Maybe we do like matchups or blinds or something to deal with the stuff that we have instead of stuff that's coming out next week. Key and Peel reference, come on. Billy.
What I like, Tom, is that I can gauge from you how you taste these, what your palate is like, and so like a lot of stuff, Jason aligns with my palate, Marty aligns with my palate, and it's interesting to see how people's palates. So you go, okay, when you taste something and recommend it, I'll go. Especially for Marty, it's like if he says, "Hey, this is great," boom, okay, there's order, Visa card.
I think Marty's got a pretty wide range of things that he likes because I know that he sent me some scotches that I've really enjoyed, and so I know he enjoys scotch. Danny's here. I know that there's things Danny likes and Danny hates. So yeah, I mean, we all kind of have our own wheelhouses, but yeah, this is a really good, like, just cornucopia of things that I wouldn't have otherwise tried that are probably really decent that maybe just kind of overlooked because we're always chasing something that's next. You know what I mean?
But I think the most important thing too is, a lot of these things, it's better if you can actually, I like the stores where you can, try before you buy because,
Yeah.
Just because it's a Nashville Barrel Company or Copper Cast, it's like, oh, those are great, but it may not be it may not meet your palate and everything. So it's great when they let you taste it first before you spend $60, $80, $100 for it. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's one local store that will let you try their picks. And they usually have like one open behind the counter. And when you walk in, they're like, oh, hey, we've got a pick from here, a pick from there. You want to try it? I'm like, okay, sure. And it's like maybe something you weren't thinking that you were gonna buy, but the fact that they let you try it and you're like, hey, you know what? That's pretty darn good. All right. So they probably are more inclined to make a sale because they let you do that as opposed to you just like randomly, oh, hey, you have a pick. This looks weird. I've never tried it. But you put it behind the counter, you sample it out to the people that are coming in. Hey, here's our thing. We think you're gonna like it. Try it. There's only like one. There's a ton of stores by me, but there's only like one that will really do that. Um, I agree as well. I have to be a lot more selective with single pairs going forward. There's a lot of overlap and getting something unique and still amazing are top of mind.
Agree with Jason. Yeah.
Times of buying everything from one NDP are gone because 15 other NDPs have the same thing. It comes down to trust, price, and uniqueness. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us still look at, you and Scott as the trailblazers. But there are a lot of other groups out there that are, kind of picking some of the same places that you guys are. And, there's
Jason
only
had
so
some
many
great
distilleries
slides
out there
last night.
that people want to buy. What'd you say, Randall?
Yeah, Jason had some great slides on last night about the whiskey progression and where it's going and everything, and 100% agree and
I
everything.
did see
You
that.
kind of just have to pull back and just wait, and a lot of this high age stuff is eventually going to show up. I used to be the FOMO and buy secondary. I will not buy anything secondary anymore. There's just too much great stuff out there.
I never really got into secondary. I mean, there was a few things I was tempted to buy secondary. I never really got into that, but I will say this, that in terms of like groups, so Mash and Drum, not Mash and Drum, but Mash and Journey, Scott and Jason, they will. I mean, I discovered more distilleries that I had never tried because those guys did picks of places like Driftless Glen and Fountain North before anybody heard of them. So stuff like that. I love that. That got me so much deeper down the rabbit hole than chasing like Stag Junior and whatever. So don't give up on the smaller places, even if it seems like some of the things that you guys have done recently, like the Old Glory stuff, like McBrayer, new brands that I think are good that people should try, and that you guys will kind of throw some of the weight of the group behind. I think makes a huge difference in what we do. Hey, Big Vic's in the house. What's going on, Vic? Let's go Dodgers. I mean, I hate the fucking Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. I hate the Yankees. I sound like such an old grumpy dude. As a Tigers fan, we haven't had a whole lot to root about in the last 20 years. Kind of picks smaller channels and groups, so I think everybody's finding great stuff. Yeah, but I think you guys were doing more than anyone else. Cracked it. Okay,
Did
just
we give
cracked
some
the
whiskey
11 million
away?
$250. Did I send you that one, Danny, or is that did you find one local? I don't remember. I still don't know where secondary is. JG, I'm kind of with you. I know there's a site, is it called like Unicorn Auctions or something? I don't go on there. Still searching. Randall, the store I went to today was the store I got my bottle of the 250th. They didn't have any more. I guess it's long gone. But if you find one, I didn't think it was like limited or anything. It's worth the buy. If you can't find it, I'll send you a nice sample. But it's a good bottle for $45. I took the CBT and passed what they. All right, I don't know what a CBT is. All right.
Yeah, they had the 250th, but they don't have the one. What is it? Cast strength and everything.
Okay, so they got like a lower proof one.
Yeah, the lower proof one. I see a lot of that around, but not the one with the wax. I guess it's got a wax top.
Yeah,
on
it's
it
got
and
blue
everything.
wax on it.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Unicorn A. Okay, so is it Unicorn Auction? I don't know where Dusty Dan gets his like Dusty bottles. Is that Unicorn Auction? Oh, I got the low proof one. Okay, yeah, I think the proof on the one that I'm talking about, Danny, or the one I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, is 117.76 proof. The Evan Williams. There you go.
Well, Tom, I mixed all my samples together and they taste pretty good and everything, but
You
my
did
sample
it
bottles
today?
are a lot smaller than yours.
All right, so let me do this, Randall. I gotta build the
Got to
wheel
build the
here.
wheel.
All right, so it's 9:50. Why don't we cut off entries here so I can build the wheel? Give me a minute, and then we'll do some giveaways here. Give me just a hot minute.
Yeah, come on, Danny, win the JT Malik sample. Yeah.
Oh, Danny loves Malik.
We'll take care of him anyways. He's a good guy. So.
Oh shit! All right, hang on. I'm trying to multitask here, and I'm.
I know
Oh
it's
no!
never good to say oh shit while you're building the wheel.
Well, fortunately, I didn't get too far, and I think I'm gonna. Okay, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm typing in Paul P, and I got fucked up here.
Yeah.
All right, so what are some releases that are coming out this year that you think that are worthy of chasing, Randall? Anything come to mind?
I'm not chasing anything. What's funny is Virginia ABC yesterday did this, what they called the Palooza. Virginia ABC is just crazy. And they dropped like 30 or 40 or maybe even 50 bottles, all LE stuff and everything. And they just said, hey, we're going to put these in stores at different times in different places. And it's like, so people are running all over the place in Virginia to try and get this stuff and everything. And, and I'm like, you know, I'm so happy with the picks from Mash and Drum, from Hello Again Whiskey Friends, from Dusty Dance. I don't need to go out chasing all this crap, So
Mm-hmm.
it's just, there's just so much good whiskey at a good price that you can have your birthday bourbon and all that other stuff now.
Yeah, I don't even go to the stores that often. And if I do, it's
Yeah.
because I'm looking for something for a giveaway. The stuff that
Yeah.
I am buying to actually consume, 90% of it are group picks.
Yeah.
From
And they're all good,
Madison Journey, from Whiskey Friends, or Brandon at Whiskey Weather.
Those
There's a few
like the
others.
Silver Spring pick from Hogan. I mean that for $45, that is just phenomenal. And
Oh yeah, that
and the
one
drum
was
key
so
stuff,
good.
yeah. Even though it's more expensive, but when you compare it to some of the other stuff what they're charging, it's
Mhm.
crazy. So
All right, we're working our way through this wheel here. Thank you everybody for putting in. I appreciate you guys. I think we've got some fun giveaways here that y'all
yeah,
will be happy with. Almost
people
like, give me
enjoy
another
these
minute
stuff.
here. And thank you again, Randall, for
Huh.
kind of taking the initiative and sending these things my way and saying, hey, do this, Tom. And you know what?
I, I
One, I
I
appreciate
need
it,
to
and
get
two, it
back
makes it a
on.
lot easier for me to do some content.
I need to get back on stream. I've been out for, like I said, for a month or two, just because I couldn't sit in this chair. It was too painful and everything. So it's good to be back and see the people and interact. So
Well, I'm thankful that you were able to hang out, and this has been fun for me. Give me just a moment. Okay, Marty, I see your entries here. Give me just a minute.
hey, Marty, I know you're in the stream, but did you get your Armagnac sample that I sent?
All right, I think I have. Okay, some other people just entered here. All right, give me just a moment. Brian Newton, got you, buddy. Okay. All right, so I think I've got the wheel all built, Randall. Thank you again to everybody that got in. Let's see a couple of comments that I missed here. Old President Bourbon Dinner, 1K. What?
Yeah, the
Old President
$1,000
Bourbon Dinner,
entry.
1K for a place at the table and 2 bottles. That's a
Yeah,
little bit
you get
rich
your
for my blood, brother.
presidential. Yeah.
Only thing I've been buying from liquor stores is whiskey for cocktails. Everything else is through the channels. Um, Interesting. JG, I know you are a big whiskey tube fan, and you follow a lot of different groups. And there's a lot of different single barrels, so I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't shop for personal consumption at local stores. To be honest, maybe like 5% of my bottles are from local stores. Most of them are from groups or distilleries. So yeah, it's interesting how we behave as consumers, I guess. Cool. All right, we got you, Brian. All right, so let's do this, Randall. Let me pull up the wheel. Just a second. I always forget how to do this. Share screen. All right, there we go. How's this look? We able to see that, Randall?
Hmm.
All right. Kevin says I have so much whiskey that I've started to use the food stuff for cocktails. They go through it all. Yeah, I mean, you got to do something. My wife just made some like bourbon cream for like coffee. That was fantastic. We've done a few other things like cooking recently where we've used bourbon. So yeah, I mean, use it some way or another. All right, so let's see. We've got the wheel is all set. I do believe. I don't think I missed anybody. Oh shoot, maybe I did. Greg, whiskey knows. No, I think we're all set. We've got 4 separate giveaways, Randall.
We do.
All right, so just to kind of rehash, we've got
See, Danny's
the
hedged
bottle,
his
the Nashville barrel company pick that you have. 2 flights from me, and then a flight from Randall. So let's do this. How many different times do you want to hit shuffle here, Randall?
Let's do 6.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I was watching Marty that I think they asked the guy how many times should we hit shuffle, and I think he said like 17.
250.
And everyone was like, what? How about like 3? So, all right. So I think we're all set there. So let's
Good
spin
luck,
this up.
people.
How about we do the bottle first?
Yeah, let's do the bottle.
All right.
We're going to give that
Courtesy
away
of our
too.
friend Randall here. So who's going to win the bottle? Let's spin this bad boy up. Let's go.
I think I pretty much got most of the addresses on here. So,
Who do we got?
oh, Liz.
Liz B.
Oh,
Liz is here in Michigan. I will get you. She's won other things here in the channel. I think I've got her contact information. I will get
yeah.
you her.
I don't have her address. Yeah, so if you
Yeah.
can send that to me,
I'll do
that'd be
so.
great. Congratulations, Liz.
Congrats, Liz. So let's do this. Let's remove Liz. And the next giveaway here will be I gotta look for the crawl. What was the second one?
Well, I've got my sample pack, and you've got 2 sample packs. So.
Okay, first was the mystery bottle from Randall. Second is the McBrayer Legends of the Oak pick. So this is gonna be a 3 sample flight from me of the 3 picks that we did with McBrayer. We've got a Judge, we've got a Cedarbrook, and we've got a single barrel bourbon that is just fan-freaking-tastic. All right, so let's see who's going to win that. Who do we got? Lance.
Lance, all right.
Lance, did you get any of these? If not, you got them all coming to you, brother.
I think he probably does. Yeah.
You know what? If he pipes up, I'll respin. If he doesn't, then I'll assume that he doesn't have our picks, and I'll send them to him. Lance, I don't think he was in on any of these, was he?
I just think Lance orders everything, but
You know,
he'll enjoy them if he doesn't have them.
all right. Well, I'm gonna assume that Lance does not have these, and I will queue these up for Lance. All right, so let's remove him. And then next we've got the, I think this is going to be the Tom Mystery flight. Corbett Trace says, no, he wasn't on these picks. Okay, I didn't think he was. All right, so we've got 1 and 2, 3 is going to be the mystery flight from Tom. So let's see who's going to win this. Marty Party.
Oh, Marty Party. Yeah.
All right, Marty. I'll find something interesting to get your way, brother.
He's going to be difficult, you know. He's got a lot
He's going
of
to be
good
difficult.
bottles.
He's got probably a lot of the same stuff I do, but I'm sure I've got some stuff that predates.
Yeah.
Since I've known Marty that he doesn't have, so I'll figure something out. We'll make it fun, Marty. All right, last flight. This is going to be Randall's banger flight. So
there's going to be some
if this
good
is
stuff
any
in here, baby.
indication, it's going to be a banger flight. So let's see who's going to win this. This is going to be courtesy of Randall. Thank you for putting in, Randall. Let's see what we got.
Come on, Danny. Oh, it's going to be Roger.
Reed.
Oh, congratulations, Roger.
Roger wins so many times on my stream, I swear. All right, fantastic. Let me get this off the screen. Remove. Boom. All right. So we've got a bottle going to Liz. I've got something going to Marty, something going to Lance, and then your banger flight going to.
You know, tell Danny I'll still send him a Melick sample. Okay.
Yeah, Danny would love. Danny's a huge Melick fan.
Yeah, good guy. I'll get him a sample and everything because he'll love this stuff.
He was so ecstatic over the last flight that you sent him. He's like, I just got these from Randall. He took me a picture. He took a picture, sent it. He's like, dude, have you seen these? I'm like, oh wow, that's actually pretty impressive. He's like, oh, this would be fantastic. Please thank him. Please thank him. So yeah, he was super jazzed about the last flight he won from you.
Yeah, it's always happy when you get people that enjoy stuff that they haven't tasted.
That's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah.
Just send Marty a crap whiskey. He won't know the difference. Wow. Savage. I hear Marty likes Malort. I don't have any Malort. I've never tasted Malort.
Roger, you got some good stuff.
Appreciate that, Greg. Roger Reese, here he is. I never win. What did I win? This guy always wins. Did Scott wrap up the tasting, Randall? How did it go? Or Roger, how did it go? Oh, good, Randall. I've got Melick, so don't go out of your way. But
no, it's not a problem for me. So,
yeah,
got to take care of our people in the stream.
Who loves Melick? He uses it in a lot of his blends. Danny does like a lot of the blend again stuff, and he loves fooling around with blends. And I think a couple of the ones he sent me were things that had Melick in it, so I know he's always fooling around with it. All right, so we've got about 10 o'clock, guys.
Great.
I think probably end this pretty soon here. Thank you for everybody that hung out, that got in, that just basically participated. I had a good time. Randall, if nothing else, I got to hang out with you, and to me, that's a win.
Always good to hang out with you, Tom.
You've been here, a supporter for a good bit. Usually it's you're here with some others, so it's good to just kind of have you in the spotlight and hang out with you, buddy. So thank you for sending this. Thanks for the idea for the stream. Thanks for putting in, and thanks to all you guys for hanging out with us tonight on a Thursday. Like I said, at the beginning, I know there was a few other things going on tonight, so we missed a few of our regulars. But hey, you know what? The people that did hang out, appreciate all of you guys. So until next time, cheers.
Stay jerky.
Thanks for watching. Stay jerky. Hang on, Randall. I'll talk to you backstage.
Catch Ross.